Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Searles, and this is my Week 2 discussion post for MPA 594 with Dr. Beth Gross. For this week's assignment, I'm going to talk about Frederick Taylor's theory of scientific management, as well as its application in a few different real-life situations. Then we will also discuss Max Weber's theory of bureaucratic management. Out of those two theories, I'm going to touch on the concepts that perhaps should be retained in a current public administration environment, and then those that perhaps need some changes. Taylor's theory on scientific management stresses that employees should be assigned to perform one specific task, and then scientific methods are used to find one best way to perform that task. Managers directly supervise employees, and then those same employees are paid based on their performance. One of the real-life derivatives of this theory is the creation of specific job descriptions where, for example, let's say a registration clerk will be in charge of handling all matters related to registration. Another application of Taylor's scientific management theory is on performance improvement. Utilizing that same example, and let's say that there's a need to increase performance, the registrar's office may decide to introduce an incentive where the employee with the highest number of registrations per a given period, or let's say a semester, would perhaps receive a bonus. Based on that outcome, the registrar may consider one best way to handle as many membership registrations as possible. While Taylor's theory on specialization may be considered an outdated concept to some, I believe that Taylor's theory on specialization as a tool for performance improvement should be retained, and in fact is still a concept that holds true today in most public administration offices. Now, Max Weber's theory of bureaucracy clearly lays out that every rational organization must have a set of rules and regulations. These rules and regulations must be followed without any fault. This ensures, such things as uniformity, in the operations of the organization, and that staff members know exactly what is expected of them. A good example of processing, you know, of applying this theory would be, let's say processing of health records, for example, in a community clinic. There needs to be a clear procedure of how the records flow from the triage all the way to the physician, then billing, and, finally discharge. With bureaucracy, communication and decision-making also has to follow a predetermined route, and in most cases is typically a top-down approach. Bureaucratic management is evident in most civil institutions, where most critical decisions have to wait for senior officials to make them, including, the implementing of certain budgetary aspects, and at times this can cause delays to the entire process flow. In terms of one concept that may need to be updated or changed, while policies, rules, and procedures are good, they should not necessarily be too rigid to the extent that it brings inefficiencies to the process change. Some flexibility, especially in decision making and communication, is needed for faster and more efficient organizational processes. That concludes my presentation regarding the two selected theories. Thanks again for watching, and see you all soon. Take care and God bless.